And yes, very good afternoon, and you're very welcome to what's quite a damp and dreary Carriganore for this Glen Dimplex round 3 clash in the All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Championship. It's Waterford against Mayo this afternoon. Big game for both counties. Both counties seeking their first win of the campaign to date. Waterford lost to Cavan last weekend, while Mayo have been beaten by Clare and Tipperary. So it's their second outing for Waterford, and both teams, as you can see, out warming up on what's going to be really testing conditions for both teams. Owen Burnock is going to be alongside me on co-commentary this afternoon. We're well wrapped up here, Owen. It's certainly not a day for the faint-hearted. Conditions today really going to be a big factor, aren't they?
No, we had to get the hat scarves and the gloves and all coming out here today, Gavin. We had lovely fine weather this morning, but I suppose it's good, and I suppose it's good that we're out here in Carriganore. Venue is pitch is in fantastic condition as ever, and it's great that we're here and that we can play these matches in these good conditions. And like you said, both teams looking to get a point on the board. Both of us happened to see Mayo when they played up in Ennis a few weeks ago before the Waterford Clare match. And I was impressed with a number of the Mayo players that day, particularly in the first half. They were quite competitive against Clare. Clare seemed to pull away a bit in the second half, all right. Obviously, Waterford reached the Munster Junior final, lost to Clare in that Munster Junior final. Went up to Cavan last week, a long road. It's a long road for Mayo today. It was a long spin for Waterford last week, but played quite well against the Cavan team that had won the Nancy Murray last year and have beaten Armagh, are going well and are probably fancied by a lot of people to maybe get to the semi-finals and possibly the final of this championship this year. So put in a decent performance. Unlucky maybe not to come away with something out of the result at the match up in Cavan, but certainly hopefully today now on home turf, as they'd say, win your home matches and hopefully get back into the swing of it before the remaining two matches against Clare and Tip in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, 3 points, of course, for a win, going to be crucial for either side this afternoon. So we'll take you straight through to the team lineup, starting with the home team at Waterford, who have a number of changes from last weekend's defeat to Cavan. So it's Sally Kelly of Tramore between the posts, a full backline of Georgia Harris, Leah Sheridan and Alicia MacDonald. It's Niamh Murphy, Ellen Kern from Lismore, who captains the team, and Caroline Farley in the half backline. Lorna Porca, Holly Ryan and Amy McIntosh. It's O'Nelia Whelan, Aileen Gallagher on the 40 and Shauna Farrell in the half forward line. And the inside trio for the home side this evening: Natasha Dobbin, Lucy Hogan and Lily McGill Iverakuigdiag there from on Ryan. So as you mentioned there, Owen, 5 changes. Obviously it is a lot from last weekend, but it's still quite a strong looking Waterford team. It
is indeed, yeah. Sally Kelly's back in goal. She was unavailable last week, and Katie O'Keefe, to be fair, came into the panel and did very well on goal last week. Sally's back on goal and has been playing for this team for quite a while on goal. Georgia Harris is in for Emily Manny. Amy McIntosh is in for Kate O'Donoghue, with Caroline Farley gone back to wing back. And O'Nelia Whelan is in for Jordan Schultz, and finally then Lily McGill is in for Sarah Morrissey. And there's a couple of positional switches as well. Lucy Hogan and Shauna Farrell have switched from the half. Shauna's out to the half forward line and Lucy's into full forward line. But again, I'm sure as things settle down, Gavin, in after 5 or 6 minutes of the match, we'd see what positions, and there might be some positional switches with players on particular marking duties, etc. Given see how the game pans out.
Definitely, yeah. I think they say positions in the modern game don't really mean much there, as Brian Carney has just done the toss there. Didn't quite catch who won it there. Brian Carney from Wicklow is the match referee this afternoon. So to the visitors then, Mayo, who've made the lengthy trip down to Carriganore. It's Cauley Avahan between the posts, a full backline of Aoife Doherty, Amy Mulkeen and Grania Delaney. Shauna Golden, Ava Lambert and Cueva Delaney make up the half backline. It's Maeve Delaney, the captain, and Rachel Lyons, Lorna Porca. The half forward line is Fanula McLaughlin, Saoirse O'Brien and Ciara Delaney. And the inside trio for Jimmy Lyons' charges this afternoon: Brona Joyce at 13, Lisa Scahill at number 14, and number 15 is Niamh Kennedy. And obviously Owen, Mayo are doing a lot of work. It is their first team in this championship, and the Breedoiga contingent are well represented along with Westport as well. So there's obviously pockets of camogie up there. They love their hurling, love their camogie, and they're here, I suppose, on merit this afternoon as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's 2 changes from the team we would have seen up in Ennis. So Brona Joyce is in for Saoirse Delaney, and Niamh Kennedy is in for Emily Kelly, who I was quite impressed with, particularly in that first half, was good at fielding ball. But again, I suppose there's 10 teams 10 clubs in the starting team for Waterford. There's only 3 in the starting team for Mayo. But I suppose Mayo are trying to develop the game. It's great to see all the counties in the country playing the Camogie Championship. So this is something that we should be looking forward to. I see it appears that Waterford are playing against whatever bit of a breeze is, and Mayo are playing down towards the dressing room end, so to speak. I see some of the children here coming from the Go games in the various clubs. It'll be plenty of noise here anyway for the next half hour, Gavin.
There will indeed. It's going to be a tough day for them, but they're here in Merrin. Great excitement out around the reception area as they came in as well. So a big shout out. We'll give you those clubs who are in action at half time. But Brian Carney is in the centre of the field. We're almost ready to go here for this live stream. And the round 3 clash in the All Ireland Junior Camogie Championship is underway here at the rain and windswept Carriganore. There's a chop there in the centre of the field. So straight away it's going to be a free in for the visitors. And looks like Maeve Delaney, the captain of the team, is going to launch this. As Owen mentioned, Mayo hitting into the dressing room end here of Carriganore. That ball into the corner. Into the dressing room corner as Mayo mount the first attack. Hand pass back outside there as far as Saoirse O'Brien, the centre half forward from Westport, gets some latitude, gets inside the cover, off her right hand side, going for the opening score, and that one drops in and over the bar. Super score by the centre forward. Good quick direct free by Mayo, on down into the corner from Maeve Delaney, recycle back out to Saoirse O'Brien. She does the needful. Good score.
An excellent free into the open space. You always tell your players hit the ball into the green grass, and they worked it back out to field into good scoreable position. Waterford seem to be lining out as they're selected in the position so far anyway, and we said we'll see how it goes.
And Shauna Farrell of Butlerstown is on the ball off the shoulder there, and Waterford breaking at pace here. It's Holly Ryan in the centre of the field, the De La Salle player, but hits it right down the throat of where the Mayo backline were there. Ava Lambert, but failed to grab it in her hand. But those conditions, as you can see from your pictures, not ideal today, but battle for possession there in around that semicircle area there, that D area. Who's going to come away with this one? There's plenty of bodies there. Referee leaving the play develop for a few seconds there. Waterford just trying to flick that ball into space. Holly Ryan amongst the players there, and this one is booted forward. Plenty of footballers as well showing their skills there. That ball is prodded forward there by Lucy Hogan, trying to find the players inside, but just goes harmlessly out over the end line there and wide on.
Very good puck out from Sally Kelly. They said well won by Shauna Farrell, and great support play by Lucy Hogan running off, but unlucky not to get a score back, but hopefully they'll get something into it in the next minute.
It's Cawley Avahan in the goal, who has her left knee, you see, quite heavily strapped in there, but it's back with the aforementioned centre forward. That's Saoirse O'Brien. She's got the opening score. She's looking very lively so far. Waterford batting that ball down. Holly Ryan trying to win it back again, but the Mayo girls trying to get their hurleys over that one. You could see even a pool of water there developing on the grass. So as Owen mentioned there, the pitch in tip-top shape. It's Caroline Farley there again, the Butlerstown player, coming away, and she's fouled on her way out there. Referee indicating that there was a bit of a high challenge there, so Waterford backs. Would be disappointed to have conceded that opening score, but just maybe starting to settle down now.
Yes, they've seemed to have won the last 2 puck outs, one off of Avine Cawley's puck out from Mayo, and one off of their own puck out. So Sally Kelly seems to be coming up to this, and would be noted the free taker has played out the field for Tramore quite a lot, and would be a noted free taker in the club championships in the last 2 years, and certainly on county teams as well.
She's a fair belt to the ball and illustrating at that one, as we can hear the kids over making plenty of noise as we did anticipate. Waterford trying to go forward again. Seemed to be a tug back there, and Shauna Farrell, the referee says play on. Great blocking there in Mayo in the centre of the field. Rachel Lyons got her stick to that ball and trying to overturn this ball. Both sides, of course, seeking their first wins of the campaign. There's a real cluster of bodies in there, but there's no quarter given her ass so far. Picked up by Waterford again. It's back in the shape of Shauna, or the corner forward. That's Lily McGill going forward, and the jersey there tested. That's the indication from the referee, who in fairness was giving her a couple of seconds to see where she getting away, not in a croon, so brings it back for the free, and that's good play by Lily McGill to draw that free.
Yeah, Lily McGill has been on the ball. Holly Ryan seems to be very prominent. She's been on the ball 3 or 4 times in the first, I think it's only maybe 3.5 minutes gone, so she's made a good bright start to the match, and a good delivery in by Sally Kelly there.
So looking for the equaliser with just 3 minutes on the clock here in this All-Ireland Junior Premier Championship. Big day for the senior team for Waterford tomorrow, who head to Thurles, but it's all about the juniors this afternoon. And Lucy Hogan literally right in front of the post. This one has it the distance. It certainly does indeed. Old square here in Carriganore. Lucy Hogan off her right hand side, hitting into the bit of a breeze that is there, but it is quite strong. That's over the bar, equalising score, and that's one to lift the confidence on from Waterford's point of view.
It's good to get back up on the board, and hopefully they'll settle down now and push on for the next while.
Maeve Delaney trying to win that back there from Mayo, and the referee is up at the play, but Mayo do well, winning this breaking ball, prodding the ball back. Michael Brickwell style pass there, as Caoimhe Delaney, one of the Breedoiga contingent, tries to get over this ball. The centre forward, Saoirse O'Brien, is way out from her centre forward position, but as we said, they mean very little in the modern game. There's players on the ground there. This time it's the Mayo wing back. That's good play there by Caoimhe Delaney. Tenacious defending there by the number 7, looking for options. Referee about to whistle to the lips, but he says play on. Back at Waterford, right on the sideline there. Aileen Gallagher carries the ball out over the line. In fairness, the tackling was good. Good discipline there by Mayo, because they didn't foul. She just carried the ball out over the line, but good battling there from both teams.
Battling, yeah. Maeve Delaney again, no more than Holly Ryan's been prominent, and again up in Ennis, and we saw her a few weeks ago. She was one of the star performers for Mayo, and very economical use of the ball, and very clever player on the ball.
As we see the youngsters from Galtier and Butlerstown, I believe it is, making their way in. They're going to be in action half time. Big day for them as well, but we'll follow the play. Mayo mounting another attack. That's inside as far as the full forward. That's Lisa Scahill. Seemed to be fouled there, but the referee says play on. That's a hefty challenge there, but a fair one according to Brian Carney and Waterford come away with a lovely balance and striking action there from Ellen Kern, the Lismore player, captain of the team, just out over the line there. Tried to be kept in play by Natasha Dobbin, but you could see what Ellen was trying to do. Play it down the line, just carries and out over the line ball for Mayo. Taken very quickly back with Maeve Delaney in the middle of the field, but good tenacious play by Waterford, winning the ball back there. That's O'Neillia Whelan from On Ryan, won the intermediate championship here in Waterford last year, back in the top flight this season, down as far as Lucy Hogan, trying to get her hands on the ball. She's surrounded there by a wall of green and red jerseys. That's the green and red, of course, of Mayo. Shauna Golden has it back though for the visitors, and away they come. Slitter glued to the hurley on the 45-metre line. That's their own 45, and shortens the grip in the stick. Treads this one down the line as far as Brona Joyce. It is there on the far side, battling hard with Georgia Harris and Alicia MacDonald. In fact, it is good defending there, but it's back with Mayo. Lovely bit of vision there from the full forward. Lisa Scahill spotted that her midfielder Maeve Delaney was in a bit of space, and she drills it down the line. As far as Niamh Kennedy out in front of her player. In fact, that's Fionnuala McLaughlin, the Westport player, going forward. Can she shorten the grip off her left hand side? Does that. Has it gone over? It's gone to the left and wide there. Good play by Mayo. You probably would have backed McLaughlin there. She did everything right, shortened the grip, just pulled it on that occasion.
Yeah, and she seems to have moved into the corner forward line. She's very pacey again. I saw her a few weeks ago, and she was quite attacking. Loves to go on a solo run and attack the ball. So she was unlucky not to get a score there for her team.
That's Georgia Harris taking that short puck out there off Sally Kelly. Obviously Waterford have opted to go short, and Mayo trying to win this ball back. Both teams giving it everything in really testing conditions. That's Quiva Delaney. She's fouled there by the Waterford wing forward. That's O'Neillia Whelan just hurling in over the shoulder, and that's going to be a free into Mayo, who have that strong wind with them in the opening half, and this one is going to be taken by their team captain Maeve Delaney. As we said, she was impressive up in Ennisown. We've mentioned her so far, an awful lot in the commentary so far.
Yeah, very good. Another good free into the corner here. Like that's the second one in there where they've put it into space, and they might get something out of this one too in a second, Gavin.
Can they profit from it? Again, the hand pass across from Ciara Delaney, but it was telegraphed there, well read by Waterford. And out comes Georgia Harris on that occasion. Good relieving clearance by the Port Law player, but it's gone out over the line, and you just probably get a sense of that breeze there as well by that clearance there. That's just kind of drifting, and we've had a couple of line balls here in front of us so far.
If somebody hits it too far, Gavin, might come in, land in our hand. You might have put up the hand, but the breeze is certainly coming in towards us in here in the middle of the stand.
It certainly is not ideal conditions for the June bank holiday, but the players are out there. They're giving it everything so far, and they'd love to get their opening points on the board of this championship. Rachel Lyons trying to win it back for Mayo. Waterford there in numbers. That's Niamh Murphy, daughter, of course, of the county secretary Ita, who's been busy in the background here in Carriganore this afternoon, as Lucy Hogan just tries to prod that ball forward. Did well to engineer the free there as Amy Mulkeen came out, but just sort of clipped her there as Lucy prodded the ball forward, and a chance for Waterford to take the lead for the first time. But this isn't an easy free.
No, it's not. It's a difficult enough angle against that breeze, but again, she just got to the ball first, and I suppose the reward for getting to the ball first is you get that opportunity.
8 minutes gone. Nicely balanced here in Carriganore. 1 point apiece as we're watching Lucy Hogan off her right hand side. Looks good from here. We're right behind it, and you can write it down as well. Second point of the day for Lucy Hogan. Second point for Waterford, and they shoot back into the lead. Won the free herself, put it down, and we're right behind the flight of that one. That was a confidence strike.
That was straight over the middle of the bar goal, and as soon as she hit it, I think we were able to mark that one down for sure.
Certainly were. A good start for the De La Salle player. That's Mayo winning a free in the far over side there. It's the midfielder Maeve Delaney, and Rachel Lyons certainly doing very, very well, and it looks like it was Lyons that was fouled on that occasion. It's the Bredoiga club, of course, synonymous up there in Mayo, as we mentioned. Just 3 clubs, but they're doing a lot of work, and they're proud to be in this championship. And I know they've lost their first 2 games that they dearly love to be heading back up. It's a long road back home, but if they had 3 points, I'm sure it would shorten the journey. Waterford want to get their first points of the campaign, and Waterford are coming away with this ball. That's the wing back, Caroline Farley of Butlerstown. She's hurling really well in the opening half here in Carriganore. Mayo first to the ball there. Ava Lambert showing that she has a bit of football skills there. Plays the 1-2 with Quiva Delaney. Second ball didn't go to hand, but Mayo still have possession. It's with the full forward, Lisa Scahill, the Westport player. She's come way out from her full forward position, but Mayo still have possession. Was that a push in the back? Referee says play on. Back with Scahill. Lovely balance. Just took her eye off it there, and it's overturned again by Farley. She does very well off her left hand side. Long relieving clearance for Waterford. Lily McGill trying to get her hands on this one. May get it on the second attempt. That's good player by the on-Ryan player, as I said. Pace to burn, and showing it here. She's on that D area. Shortens the grip of the stick. Looking for runners inside. Could work out for Natasha Dobbin. She's got inside. Takes the shot. Goal for Waterford. Into the roof of the net. And it is the corner forward, Natasha Dobbin, the Tremor player. Brilliant finish. Brilliant ball in by Lily McGill. We're not sure whether she meant to pass. I'm sure she'll tell us afterwards if she did or not. We're not sure whether she meant to pass. I'm sure she'll tell us afterwards if she did or not. But that was a great finish when Natasha Dobbin had to shorten the grip into the top corner. Great goal.
Fantastic goal. They didn't give the goalie much chance. She followed up. She got a good goal up in Cavan last week. She's obviously in good goal scoring form, Gavin. So it's good to get your players with their eye in on the ball early, and an excellent goal, well worked up from the back with some good passing there.
She certainly carried that form into today, as I see one of the senior selectors, Micheál Power, making his way into Carriganore. He'll be on the line in Thurles tomorrow. He's in to cheer on the juniors here this afternoon, as that ball just bypasses the Waterford full back there, Leah Sheridan, but she does well. Good quick recovery there. In fact, it's Georgia Harris back there, and Waterford working the ball out. They lead on that scoreboard, as you can see, by 1-2 to a point. Driven back with interest, but again, this one looks like it's going to carry out over the line. Linesman has been busy so far, only be tired of putting up his hand.
He will, he will. He's busy, but again, I suppose Waterford, after settling down into the game, Mayo have had a couple of chances. They seem to be playing with an extra player out the field, which is a little bit strange, I think, Gavin, with such a strong breeze. And Waterford full back line, Georgia Harris and Leah Sheridan have mopped up a couple of balls that have come into them, and you think that Mayo with the strong breeze would maybe put someone in there and attack the ball, because they are getting ball in there, but they would being outnumbered by the Waterford defence a couple of times. Absolutely,
kind of a lack of bodies up forward, which is a fair point. In Waterford are going to mount another attack. Here's the corner forward, the goal scorer, Natasha Dobbins. She's on a goal a game so far in this All-Ireland Junior Championship. Into Lucy Hogan. Almost took it first time in her hand. Would have been a great catch. Then having a good battle there with, in fairness, herself and Amy Mulkeen are certainly getting to know each other at this stage. Almost quarter of an hour gone here in the opening half. Referee says steps there, and it's going to be a free out. Lucy Hogan will feel hard done by, but in fairness, he was right up at the play, and I don't think she could have done anywhere much, Sean, but Mayo will be pretty happy to get the free out.
Mayo are clever. They had 2 or 3 players around her, and they just stood their ground, and it's very difficult to play the ball when you're being held up like that, but correct call by the referee, to be fair.
And here is Amy Mulkeen, the fullback for Mayo. The visitors here to Carriganore, they've made the lengthy journey down. Very competitive against Tipperary last weekend. They were beaten in the end, beaten by Clare in round 1 as well, but they're certainly making good progress. Waterford back there in numbers. Amy McIntosh and Holly Ryan, the 2 midfielders, as Owen mentioned early on, working really hard. Here's another player who's impressed so far, Caroline Farley of Butlerstown. Down the line as far as Shauna Farrell, the Butlerstown contingent, combining there, and this time it's Shauna who's guilty of over-carrying. She's pretty distraught by that decision. Or is he bringing it? I thought he was actually playing Evan Noyes. Now it's a Mayo free, so obviously he's going to be consistent on the steps.
Yeah, and I suppose that's
all you want, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And I suppose if we see that for the next 60 minutes, Gavin, I think nobody can complain about it. And the players are aware that you need to put the ball on the hurley quick enough.
And again, as we said, there's a lot of ball going into that corner so far for Mayo, as that free was taken by Delaney in the middle of the field. Pop back there as far as Waterford, and this time the referee is
for dropping the hurley, I think, Gavin.
Yeah, well spotted there. It's,
I suspect there might have been some of the dark arts there, Gavin, being held to drop the hurley, but to be fair,
it is in the rule book, though.
No, absolutely can't fault the Mayo player. You have to make their job is to make it difficult for the Waterford players to get out, and they have a chance, a free, again a difficult angle here, but a chance for them to get back on the scoreboard and get it back to a 3-point game now, Gavin.
That's Maeve Delaney going to hit this one. It's right out in the corner on the 21-metre line, but she has that breeze. I suppose you kind of have to really draw this one in, but easy to say it from up here. We'll see how she does. The midfielder from the Bredoiga club off her right-hand side. The umpires look at each other. It's gone wide, though. She just failed to draw it in. It was a good chance. They would have liked to get it, but just drifted on that occasion. So the puck out from Sally Kelly, this time going long, but as you can see, that breeze is holding it up. Niamh Murphy battling for this ball here. Mayo look like they have it back again. That's good play with the wing forward. That's Ciara Delaney. The Delaney name well represented on this Mayo team this evening. That ball is popped outside there from Niamh Kennedy. Waterford back there in numbers. Good play by the home team there, trying to kick this ball forward. It's back with the full forward. That's Lisa Scal again, getting her hands on an awful lot of ball. Back out to the midfielder. That's Maeve Delaney dropping ball inside. Could be very dangerous. Pulled on first time. Added to there spectacularly there by the corner forward. It was Brona Joyce who was in there lurking. She didn't catch it. She got a flick, and that could very easily have ended up in the net.
They go on, particularly in a day like today, Gavin. The ball skids off the wet grass. The Mayo half forward line, when they get the ball, they're running direct at Waterford. They're having a bit of success for that, and it seems to be a good tactic for them. Get the ball and stick and go at him, particularly when it's day like today. It's very difficult to stop a player if she's coming through at pace today.
That's Waterford driving out with this ball. Again, it's Georgia Harris there with a good relieving clearance for Waterford. Seems to be a pull of the hurley there on Shauna Farrell, and the referee well spotted by Brian Carney there, indicating that's going to be a free there, and it looks like Niamh Murphy is going to come up and have a pot at this one.
Yeah, I thought I thought they might have brought Sally Kelly nearly all the way up, but Niamh hit a couple of frees last week, and yourself and Lucy Hogan have been sharing the free taking duties in the Munster Championship, so maybe I suppose that's the tactic of the team, that she hits the longer ones from out the field.
Let's see how she does with this one. The De La Salle player off her right hand side. That's a fair belt of a ball. It's going to hang in there. Is it? Can it be kept in play? There it is by Waterford. Mayo just booked the ball out, but only out as far as O'Neil Whelan bends her back. Good play by the on-Ryan player off her right hand side, but equally good play there by Shauna Golden. The Mayo wing back does very well to get the block back in, only as far as Lucy Hogan. Good play by the De La Salle player going forward, looking for options. Intercepted again by Mayo. Well read by Golden again. That's 2 interceptions in a row, and the visitors come away with this ball. It's Caoimhe Delaney. Clearance down the line as far as the wing forward. Ciara Delaney this time on the ball. Battling hard there is Amy McIntosh, the Tallow player. One of the most experienced players on this Waterford junior team. What a warrior she's been for club and county over the years. Back with Lucy Hogan. Tries to burrow her way forward there, but the referee said she led charging, I think is what he's indicating there. And Lucy looks pretty bemused with that decision.
Yeah, she doesn't seem too impressed with that. Waterford seemed to have pushed their extra player up a little bit. She was playing right in front of Sally Kelly, but Georgia Harris seems to be the extra player now, and she seems to have pushed up towards the midfield half forward line. So maybe Waterford are going to go player on player and try and negate that opportunity from that Mayo have been getting that loose ball in the middle of the field.
And that's Amy Mulkeen, the full back for Mayo, driving it down, putting the visitors back on the attack, but Waterford's doing very well in defence there, working the ball out, but this one just hits the deck there again as Holly Ryan tries to get her hand on it. Mayo are back there in numbers again. That's Fiona McLaughlin tried to literally hoof that ball forward. She's gone inside the cover. Good play by the Westport player going forward off her right hand side, off the post. Very unlucky there for Mayo. Could still work out though for Ciara Delaney. She has her hands on it off her right hand side and literally spoons that one in. This one could be very dangerous. It's back across the face of the goal. Waterford there in numbers though, still not cleared out for the home team. Delaney again, still there for Mayo. This time it's the wing forward McLaughlin. Can she get room to engineer the swing there? But Waterford are back there in numbers. That's good play there by the visitors. Prodded out, dressing room end of Carriganore. That's a brilliant piece of vision by Delaney. Back out as far as Lisa Scahill. Mayo deserve a score out of this. Can Scahill provide it? She certainly can. Off her right hand side, floats it over the bar. Great move there. Good defending by Waterford initially, but this game really beginning to take life on, and that was a welcome score.
And again, when the Mayo half forward line run, there was Ciara Delaney on that occasion. They're having success, and an excellent score again, split the post from 45 yards out. Mayo are certainly in this game, Gavin, for now.
Great score. O'Neil Whelan, you can hear the youngsters alongside us here in the stand raising the noise here as well. Hogan going forward, that's a high tackle. Referee playing an advantage, none accruing back to the free there, for the free even. Lucy Hogan did well there, took on her player, tackle was around the neck, nothing accruing, so back for the free. And again, it's good to see both sets of forwards now, they're intent on getting past that first challenge as well. That's leading to a good open game.
It is for sure, and there's both sets of teams have players who are comfortable to run at the ball and take on the defenders, and that makes life difficult for a defender, and the defender has to make a decision what to do.
Oh, Lucy, just as we say, maybe commentator's curse maybe on her there as she just missed hit that one, but still could work out for Waterford though. That's the centre half forward, Aileen Gallagher. Lovely flick pass off as far as Holly Ryan, who was trying to break that line. Fix it inside. In as far as McGill, can she control it? She's swarmed there by a load of Mayo players. Back out as far as Aileen Gallagher, the Bricky Rangers player, on the 40, off her right hand side, and it's gone wide. Oh, we're almost writing that one down. She was involved a couple of times in that. You would have probably backed Aileen there in that occasion.
Yeah, but, you would have just pulled it. Yeah, but again, good pressure by Mayo. They're putting pressure on the Waterford strikes, certainly around that D. Waterford aren't getting very many strikes away clean without being put under pressure by Mayo, and I suppose that's keeping Mayo in it. Very unlucky not to get a goal down there, Mayo. The Waterford goal lived a charmed life there for about 10 or 15 seconds.
Certainly did indeed. 18 minutes gone in this junior championship clash. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're tuned in on what's quite a damp and cold afternoon here in Carriganore, but I tell you it's far from cold out there in the field as Mayo have this ball, and really impressed with Fiona McLaughlin so far. She's got pace to burn, and illustrating it here on the run this time off her right hand side. This could be very dangerous. Good goalkeeping there, well read by Sally Kelly, kept her eye on it, and off her left hand side. Not a great clearance though, right down the throat of the Mayo forwards. There was a push there in the backs as the referee, and I'm not sure it's actually going in. There was no real indication of which way it was going, but again, Mayo, as you said, particularly Fiona McLaughlin, just has that tactic of head down and just take on her player.
She's the danger player at the moment, and Mayo are looking to get the ball to her, and she's causing some issues for Waterford. But she's after getting away two or three times. Has been unlucky not to get a couple of scores in play.
And Mayo trying to add to their tally here this afternoon. That's Maeve Delaney, and she just pulls that one. She'd be disappointed with that. It was a solid enough effort, just pulled it. They probably deserved a score out of it, but she'd be disappointed with that. Sally Kelly gets on with it for Waterford, right down literally the throat of the Waterford half forward line. Picked up by Aileen Gallagher. She's plenty of pace, and here she goes. Gone inside the first cover. O'Neillia Whelan is off her shoulder, but Gallagher decides to go solo. Great run by the Bricky Rangers there.
Three catches, yeah, 3 catches.
Yeah, unlucky there by Aileen. Did everything right. Could have maybe offloaded it.
Yeah. And she had such pace, she nearly passed out her own players, Gavin. You know, would have been maybe a chance, or maybe an earlier ball into the inside forward line for Waterford might have paid dividends there. But again, she got on the ball very well, won the puck out. And again, Sally Kelly's puck outs are quite long in distance, and Waterford seem to be getting good success off the puck outs from their own puck outs.
Certainly are indeed, as Amy Mulkeen we watch take this free for Mayo. Niamh Murphy is back there for Waterford, battling hard with Ciara Delaney. They've had a good tussle so far, but it's the De La Salle player coming out on top of this one. Off her right hand side, drilling it down the line. Mayo are there. Was that in the back? Yes, says the referee, O'Neillia Whelan. Just climbing in over the back there of Ciara Delaney. And she wins the free for Mayo. Felt the contact there, hit the ground. Philip Murphy barking out the instructions on the line. I believe he's in the head bonneteur role today. Dave O'Regan is missing, so Philip, the main man, I believe, on the line today. Owen.
Yeah, Dave is involved with on Ryan up in the Comortis Pella, so he's a busy man. And so Philip, who's again part of the backroom team, and the rest of the backroom team are out there. So I suppose they have their work done during the week, no doubt, and no doubt Dave is probably keeping an eye on this as well.
I'm sure he is. Lisa Scahill there, as we were watching, breakthrough again. She's pretty strong on the ball as well, and looking very menacing anytime she gets it, but just pulled that one left and wide. And they've had a few wide zone, which Mayo will be disappointed about.
They will be, yeah. I think that's 4. I'll make it, Gavin, maybe 5.
It's 4 or 5, yeah. It's back with Mayo again. Player hit the ground there, and that's a bit of, Maeve Delaney went down there, and certainly went down holding her shoulder there. Let's hope that's not too serious, because nobody likes to see any player getting injured. And looks like the shoulder. The minute she went down there, Owen, she looked in a bit of bother.
She did, yeah. She looked like she got a bit of a bang there. I think there was a bit of contact between 3 or 4 players. Lisa Scahill seems to be operating out at centre forward, and it seems to be that Saoirse O'Brien is and it's kind of maybe is almost their loose player out the field. So Lisa has come out to the half forward line, and Saoirse seems to be operating out around the middle field, and Lisa's getting on some of the ball. But that being said, Ellen Curran, as the Waterford captain, has been steady, and she's just holding that line, and is anytime she's on the ball, her distribution has been good up the field. So we'd be hoping that Maeve Delaney won't be too badly injured. Again, she's one of the key influential players, the captain of the Mayo team, and I suppose she's really seems to be the one that's driving them on today, certainly so far.
She certainly is indeed, yeah. Outstretched there, just getting seen to there by their physio, John Coral, I see, and as Jimmy Lyons, the Mayo manager, looks on. You get a picture there of the spectators, young and old alike, in the stand here. The kids are here as well. They're going to be in action at half time, and I suppose a great initiative, Owen, just to comment on that from the Camogie board. We saw it last week last 2 weekends in Welsh Park, and again here this afternoon, and the atmosphere outside in reception with the kids in their club gear as well. Big occasion for them.
It is, yeah, and I must declare an interest. My own daughter is playing in the half-time matches, and again she got to play last week. There was a couple of clubs are here again. There was some clubs were unavailable, so 2 of the clubs that were last week, I think, went into a draw and got pulled out again for this week. So it's a great occasion for the girls, and it certainly adds to the atmosphere. There's plenty of noise here. The 2 stands are quite full. There's quite a good crowd here, given the conditions, and it's good to see. And no doubt the girls here will enjoy their 10 or 12 minutes out in the field, and it'll be something that will keep them involved in the games down the track. So certainly credit to the Waterford County Board in relation to that. And I know it's a regular occurrence in Walsh Park, the primary games and the matches, those Go Games matches in the club championships. They're a big thing for the player, and that's nearly bigger for them than the actual adult match that they're here to watch.
It is indeed, yeah. That's part and parcel of it, and thankfully Maeve Delaney is back on her feet. We wish her well there as well, very gingerly picking herself up and looked after there by the Mayo backroom team. Here's the aforementioned Lisa Scahill, as Owen mentioned there, seems to be have moved out centre forward there. It's back though with Waterford. Batted back down by Mayo there, and Ciara Delaney. Waterford trying to pick up this ball here. Is Niamh Murphy onto it at pace. Good play there by the De La Salle player, but equally doing well there was Mayo, not giving up the ghost. Niamh trotting down the line there. After her there is Maeve Delaney. Maeve does well. Good block though again by Waterford, but only reaches the Mayo cornerback. That's Aoife Doherty trying to prod the ball out. Aileen Gallagher bends her back, going forward. Loves to go forward. She's fouled here. I think she has a free coming. She has indeed. Back for the free there. Gallagher doing well to draw the free there. Ava Lambert, the guilty party, and again this is a chance for Lucy Hogan. We haven't had a score in a while, Owen. Lucy Hogan will be hoping to change that.
She will be, yeah. Like Mayo got that last score. Waterford have had a couple of chances. Aileen Gallagher, anytime she's gotten the ball and has got a bit of space, she's certainly looking dangerous going towards the goal.
So Lucy Hogan hoping to add to her tally. She's just outside that D area, and this time it's on target. Dissects the post from there. That's a good strike. Why did De La Salle fall forward, and Waterford have hit 1-3. Mayo 2 points. The home team lead by 4, and we've played 24 minutes on. Puck out by Cawley Avahan in the goal for Mayo. Back with their midfielder, that's Maeve Delaney, captain of the team, but again, only down on top of where that Waterford sweeper seems to be operating. That's Georgia Harris of the Port Law Club. I see her dad Ger isn't too far away from us here in the stand. Secretary, of course, at the Waterford Senior Hurlers. Waterford were pleading for a free there. They seem to stop, but there was no whistle. No whistle, no free, as they say. So Mayo get on with it. They get on with it very quickly. Speaking of quick, here's Fiona McLaughlin taking Alicia MacDonald on a bit of a tour of Carriganore. Going forward off her right-hand side without breaking stride. Oh, she's just pulled that. Very unlucky. Would have been a super score because this player, she really has pace to burn on. And again, the wide's mounting up now for Mayo.
And her first touch is excellent. A couple of times she's taken the ball outside of the player with the little touch flick around the corner, which buys her that yard to get it into the hand, and off she goes. She's certainly been impressive for Mayo so far. Here she comes again.
Here she comes again, and absolutely, I was ball back down inside again. Good battling there between Leah Sheridan and Saoirse O'Brien, but Harris mopping up the play there, doing very, very well. The Port Law player. Down the line,
that was Saoirse O'Brien.
Down as far as Lily McGill, who was involved, of course, in that goal early on. She teed up her opposite corner forward, Natasha Dobbin. Now she's going for her own score. McGill with a huge effort. Batted back down inside. Dobbin flicks it in. It's a second goal for Natasha Dobbin, the goal poacher herself from Tremor. She's only out the road. She got a goal last week. She's got 2 so far this afternoon. We've only played 26 minutes. She's already on a hat-trick.
You were wondering whether Lily with McGill was going for a shot the first time. She definitely was that time anyway, Gavin. But again, she's 2 assists so far, and Natasha Dobbin is doing really well. 2 goals already after 25 minutes. She's certainly on form.
Like any good corner forward, I suppose, following it in there. Mayo keeper will be disappointed, Cawley Avan, because she batted it down where Natasha Dobbin was lurking, and no better player to finish that off as Mayo trying to respond. But that's good play there, good covering play by Waterford, and defending there again, the shape of Leah Sheridan, the Galtier player. Mopping up everything there. No nonsense defender, of course. Mayo trying to win this ball back again. That's their wing back, Quiva Delaney. She's been on an awful lot of ball in this opening half. In fairness to Mayo, they're battling really, really hard as well. Waterford, as Niamh Murphy tries to get that ball out, fix it out, but only on top of the Mayo centre forward. Saoirse O'Brien tries to prod it forward for the visitors. In the hand now of Ciara Delaney. Mayo will feel they need a score before they head to the dressing rooms. The comfort of the dressing rooms for half time, because the rain has been teeming down since around about nearly 3:30 here this afternoon, right on the warm up of the players as well, and right throughout this first half as well. Conditions not ideal, but both sets of teams giving it everything. Aoife Delaney trying to bend her back, get down over the ball. Foul on her way out there is the centre back, or seemed to be Ava Lambert. Yes, says the referee. And the Westport player, who's certainly doing very well. She's covering that centre back area well, and certainly Mayo are they're fighting hard on, in fairness.
They are, and they've had, I think, 6 wides we've counted so far, and they've certainly been well in this game. And with a little bit of luck, the scoreboard could be level or certainly very close to it. Like they've had that one off the post there, and another chance there that Fiona McLaughlin had just a minute or 2 ago.
Down the line from this Mayo free, it's Niamh Murphy about to pick this ball up, and it's left there for Waterford. Seemed was it a throw? I was just going to say it
looked at here from here, Gavin. I'm afraid
the referee indicates it's been a hot topic, I suppose, of the hurling championships today, and the camogie, but
you might have blown for that one yourself, even, Gavin. I suspect.
I think I'm even. I think once you don't see that strike in action, you are obliged, I think, to blow.
That is the rule, isn't it? There must be definitive striking action. So, to be fair, and Brian Carney's been consistent. He's very much up with the play, and I don't think either side could have complaints about any of the frees that have been given either way.
Which is good to see, as Mayo through Maeve Delaney. They need this one. It's on target. It's over the bar. Good score there by the midfielder. The Bradoiga contingent, as we said, they're well represented in Maeve Delaney. They've certainly earned that one, I think, going over the past while. Absolutely,
yeah, and 2 minutes to go to half time, but maybe a minute or 2 for that injury there to Maeve. So Mayo are still well in this, Gavin. 6 points is nothing in a game of camogie. The ball might end up in the back of the net very quickly, or a couple of points, and you're right back in this game.
Back with the play, and Waterford trying to mount another attack. As I mentioned there, it's 2-3 to 3 points on your scoreboard there. See the girls, the youngsters getting ready to get on for the halftime exhibition games as well. It's raining out there, but I'm sure they won't mind. They're ready to rock. They have the helmets on, and they're looking forward to their big moment as well. Waterford mounting another attack, just slipped off the hand there. And Natasha Dobbin, goal scorer so far, double goal scorer for Waterford. Just took her eye off that one, but in fairness, it slipped out of her hand as well. In the greasy conditions, that's brilliant play there by Georgia Harris. Just took that off her player, really great play there by the Port Law player. That's a wild swing there by Fiona McLaughlin. In fairness, Georgia Harris doing well. She's battled well, and McLaughlin, I suppose, was trying to win the ball. Just a little bit loose in Waterford. You can see Niamh Murphy, she'll be in no particular hurry to hit this one.
No, I think so. Get maybe a score or 2 on the board before now, but certainly she's doing well. And Georgia Harris now seems to be out the field, and Leah Sheridan now seems to be the spare player. Waterford seems to be rotating us around a bit, and George is after winning a couple of balls out here and driving forward a couple of deliveries in. We'll see how we go from the free here.
Yeah, Niamh Murphy just literally right in front of our commentary position here, where we're just up the back of the stand here. As we watch the De La Salle player, it started okay, but so it just needed to maybe put it in a little bit better. It was always
the breeze that's drifting over towards the stand, I think, just caught hold of it and just pulled it away.
Yeah, had the distance and not the accuracy on that occasion. 2-3 to Waterford, 3 points to Mayo.
It's a great catch from the puck out there.
Brilliantly feeded.
Yeah, by Saoirse O'Brien.
Saoirse O'Brien, yeah, we've mentioned her an awful lot so far in this opening half. Of Waterford have it back there. We've also mentioned Caroline Farley an awful lot. As you can hear that rain just teeming down. Really, really difficult conditions for both sets of players. Very close to the sideline on that far over side here in the main pitch here in Carriganore, which is in pristine condition as always for this All-Ireland Junior Championship clash. Which way is this going? The linesman indicates it's going to be a Mayo ball on the far over side there.
The rain is really coming down now, just in time for the half-time games. And as you say, Gavin, the girls won't mind at all. It'd be the managers or the people who won't want to go out, but try stop those girls going out in the field.
I think even in these conditions they'd nearly prefer it on, I think, to be fair. To just the thought and the joy of getting out there as well, and they'd certainly remember this day. As
there'll be hot chocolates all over after this one, I think.
Mayo trying to get a score before half-time, very close to the sideline there on the far over side. Battling hard there is Saoirse O'Brien, and was there no, it's going to be a line ball. There's one brave spectator with his umbrella up there on the far side, so certainly braving the elements here today.
A minute into injury time, we see how long more he gives.
Get an indication. Don't think we've any fourth official here, but I think a minute or two to the injury there to Maeve Delaney, who's thankfully back up since then. So the referee Brian Kearney just deciding to play another few minutes as we tick into first half injury time. Can Mayo get a score before half time? Waterford leading on the scoreboard. Back at the corner forward. That's Niamh Delaney, or Niamh Kennedy, I should say, of the Castlebar Mitchells Club. There's a big game going on in Castlebar, of course, between Mayo and Monaghan later on in the football, but it's all about the camogie here this afternoon. Mayo, can they try and get a big score before half-time? Waterford back there in numbers on the 13-metre line. Who's going to come away with this one? Waterford are back there with Leah Sheridan. That's great play by the full-back, and the goal-tier player finds Amy McIntosh, and McIntosh relieves the pressure for the home team, putting Waterford back on the attack deep into first half injury time. Can Mayo get a score before the sound of the short whistle as Shauna Golan drives it back for the visitors? Waterford back there again in numbers. Well played there by the home team, and they're coming away with this ball. That's Caroline Farley. Use of the brick flick there as we've become accustomed to over the years. And with that, so we mentioned the short whistle. There it is from Brian Kearney, the Wicklow referee. Half-time here in Carriganore. It's Waterford 2-3, Mayo 3 points. Just a quick word on before we take a breather. It's, I suppose, Natasha Dobbin with the 2 goals. They're the difference, really. Waterford will be happy.
Yeah, I think Waterford will be very happy, having played against that breeze. Having got the 2 goals, certainly they are the difference. But certainly Mayo will feel that they have a lot to build on. You know, they certainly had a number of chances in this game, and on another day, Gavin, they could be going in much closer, or certainly even at the lead. They've had a couple of wides that they would have hoped for scores. So I think Mayo will certainly settle that. Will be looking to settle down the dressing room, come out all guns blazing for sure in the start of this. This is their 3rd match here in the championship, so they really need to get a win to be looking to get out of the group. You know, so I think it's been a very entertaining first half. Pitch, as you said, is in excellent condition. Both teams have been very open, very attacking minded with their play. Even Mayo, they had a player out the field at the start, but they seem to push forward a little bit more then kind of in the last 10 minutes or so, looking to get those couple of scores. You know, a couple of players have really stood out. Fiona McLaughlin, we've mentioned her every time she gets on the ball. She's very dangerous. Maeve Delaney in the middle of the field. Ava Lambert has done well at centre back. And from a Waterford point of view, I think Leah Sheridan has tidied up very well there. Sally Kelly's puckouts have been very good, and Waterford have got a good piece out of that. The half-back line in general, Caroline Farley, Ellen Curran, the captain, and Niamh Murphy seem to be getting a good ball, and the delivery of their ball into the inside forward line has created chances. Lily McGill, Aileen Gallagher have certainly looked comfortable taking on their attackers. So you know, I think there's certainly a lot to play for. Waterford will be happy to be maybe 6 points up, but certainly the management will be looking to close down the defence and to tighten up a little bit, not to present those opportunities for Mayo. Certainly they did well when Mayo had the opportunity to defend it, but they'd be hoping maybe to not present those opportunities to Mayo, because and another chance, Mayo get another couple of chances second half, that back in net might rattle and they're right back into the game, and Waterford making life difficult for themselves if that happens. If
that happens, yeah, certainly so indeed. So that's where we'll take a breather as the half-time exhibition games are about to start. We'll give a shout out to all those clubs at the start of the second half, but it's half-time here in Carriganore in this Glen Dimplex Premier All-Ireland Junior Championship Round 3 clash. Waterford 2-3, Mayo 3 points. We'll be back in the second half very shortly. Yes, you're very welcome back to Carriganore. The rain still ongoing, downpouring here as the under 10 camogie teams from clubs across the Daisha trot off after their halftime exhibition games here, entertaining us all here. And Owen, I know you had a special interest in today with your own daughter involved with Butlerstown. We might just give a shout out to the clubs involved here at halftime.
Yeah, it's fantastic. As we said earlier during the commentary, Gavin, it's great to see us. My own daughter Leah's just come off. I see her just come off the field there for Butlerstown. Butlerstown played Galt here. Ballyduff played against Ferrybank, and De La Salle played against Portlaw. And it's really fantastic to see 65 girls out in the field, 10-year-olds, and the rain, hail or snow wasn't going to stop them enjoying their 10 or 12 minutes out there, and well entertained, and certainly got a very appreciative round of applause from both stands for the players there. And these are the players who are going to be the future stars here, hopefully lining out in the Waterford jersey, Gavin, in the coming years, and it's great to see it. And credit to all their managers and their clubs. And Camogie's really going in Waterford. There's 21 clubs and a couple of new clubs every year, and clubs making the step up to 16 and minor and adult level that have been building during the last few years. And there's really great work going on in Camogie and Waterford for the last number of years. And the fact that we have two teams playing in the inter-county championships and competing well at all times is certainly testament to the work that's going on. And said hopefully some of these girls will get to wear the Waterford jersey down the track, and it's great. I know the schools finds. I know you were some of the coming months school. You refereed a match or two in the West, and
Wednesday, that's right.
Yeah, the Eastern finals ran last week, and again, great standard of hurling and camogie in all the finals. So it's great to see, and it's a big part of the game nowadays. The young boys and girls getting to play in the primary games and these matches. It's where they get the love of the game and the graw for the game and to develop.
Certainly is, yeah, absolutely. Great to have it back as well, and as you say, big occasion for them all, and in terms of the primary schools as well, just the atmosphere back, and to see the kids, I suppose, back mingling again, where I suppose with COVID and everything, it's just great to be back to some sort of normality, isn't it?
It is, and it's they really enjoy it, and it certainly adds to the atmosphere of the match having the players here, and to be very quiet without them. Sometimes we say it's certainly very loud when they're here, and but it's great. And I know the players certainly like this, to have that noise, and players like to be playing in a match where there is atmosphere in the stands and that, and getting the support. And these girls will be supporting every time Waterford get a score or get a cheer, that as well. So it's certainly something that we're looking to see one or two. See, Lily McGill is lining out in the seems to be starting the half forward. O'Neilly Whelan has gone into corner forward. I think the rest of them seem to be as they are. We'll see if there's any changes in the Mayo. Fionnuala McLaughlin's gone into full forward now. She's gone into the start. Yeah. We'll see. Be interested to see whether Mayo continue with the tactic that they have, Gavin, in the first half of having bring the player out. I see that Ciara Delaney's gone into this. So their two starting wing forwards are gone in, and they were the two guys who were run direct at Waterford. I wonder will they be trying to get the ball in direct into them and run at them against the breeze.
The second half underway here of this All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Championship clash. It's round 3 of the championship. Waterford against Mayo. Waterford in control, 2-3 to 3 points. Both sides, as we said, going for their first win in this championship. Waterford, it's their second game. It's a third for Mayo. And it is the visitors who mount the first attack of the second half in the shape of Fionnuala McLaughlin down the line. As far as the wing forward, that's Ciara Delaney. Got her hands on an awful lot of ball in the first half, trying to do so here in the second half. Pops it into the centre forward. That's Saoirse O'Brien. Waterford back there in numbers. Can Saoirse get in her hand again? She's surrounded there by a white wall there as Waterford are back there. Lucy Hogan trying to get over the ball, or Holly Ryan I should say, excuse me, and that's good player by the De La Salle. A player down the line looking for Aileen Gallagher out in front of her player. Flicks the ball into space there, but she's again surrounded there by two Mayo players. But Aileen does very well if she can get this in her hand. That's great play there by the centre forward, trying to go forward there, and she's fouled. Great play there, pulled back by the centre forward Saoirse O'Brien. So that's going to be a free to Waterford, and chance for them to mount the first attack.
Yeah, I think Waterford. I think Waterford certainly keep their three players inside in this half when they have that breeze. But again, they all certainly went for their two players, Ciara Delaney and Fionnuala McLaughlin. They're the ones that target on the inside line to get on the ball.
Driven down, Waterford trying to mount that one, that attack there. It's Amy Mulkeen though who's out with it for Mayo. As you can see down near the dressing room in the of Carriganore. That ball is kicked forward there. Was there a trip though? There seemed to be an illegal tackle there by the Mayo fullback on Lucy Hogan. They've had a good battle so far. It's Lucy winning this one again right in front of the stand there, and difficult enough free right out in the sideline, but certainly one if she connects on, certainly one she could put over.
Yeah, definitely she should be able to get the distance. The accuracy again with the breeze will be difficult, but she's certainly capable of hitting it, Gavin.
Just 2 minutes into the second half here at A rain-sodden Carriganore, but that pitch holding up immaculately well. Lucy just doesn't really connect cleanly with that one. Could still work out there for Waterford. Very close to the Mayo backline. Well taken up there by O'Neilly Whelan, just flicking it away there from her marker, and does very well. Could fall back to Hogan again, battling hard with Maeve Delaney, the Mayo captain. Lucy Hogan has it in her hand up, trying to evade that first challenge as well. Good play by the De La Salle player. Going forward, has an option inside. That's O'Neilly Whelan off her right-hand side. The on-Ryan player with the shot, and that's a super score from a really difficult angle. Didn't favour a right-handed striker, but O'Neilly Whelan made very little, I should say, at that angle, and floats over a beauty. Opening score of the second half has come 3 minutes in. It's gone to Waterford.
Yeah, she'd be happy with that, Gavin. An early involved in the second half and a fine score from a difficult enough angle. She was inside the 21 when she struck that, so a good start for Waterford with that breeze. They'll be hoping to build on the lead.
Good start for the home team. 2-4 to 3 points now, and Mayo trying to win that ball back, almost like a scrum there on the 45-metre line, but it's good play by the visitors. Again, ball just hits the deck there, and the surface as well, or the ball a little bit greasy this afternoon, given the rain that's there. The wind starting to maybe slightly ease down, but Waterford not easing down as they go for it again. That one is flicked inside there, off the keeper there.
That's an excellent save by Avian Crowley, because she didn't know very much about that ball, Gavin. There's an instinctive reaction. I think the ball hit off of it was Lily McGill hit the initial shot. I'm not sure who hit off second go, but a really good save by Avian. She was on her post and alert, and an excellent save, got out for 45. That could have very easy end up in the back of the net, so fair play to her.
Brave goalkeeping there by the number Doiga shot stopper. Right now, Niamh Murphy with a chance to extend Waterford's lead, and she floats that one over the bar, literally over the black spot. And that's a good score by the De La Salle player. Her opening score of the afternoon from that resultant 45, and Waterford extend their lead now 2-5 to 3 points. Almost 4 minutes gone in the second half.
Yeah, she seems to have taken over the free taking duties on that occasion, certainly from Lucy Hogan. Be interesting to see when the next lot of frees happen, how that goes. That's wonderful control there by Lisa Scahill. Brilliant control on the stick and into the hand in these conditions, Gavin. That's fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant to see. She's been very influential so far. Georgia Harris, first time hurling there, but the corner back just gets the hurley to it and whips it down the line, almost blocked by the helmet there. I think it was a Fionnuala McLaughlin, and she gets the 1-2 here. Is she going to get inside the cover? She has plenty of pace, which she mentioned in the first half, and leaving the Waterford players in their wake there, off her right hand side, and just again right behind it, just failed to draw it in. Did everything right on, just didn't have the finish. Yeah, the shooting has unfortunately left her down once or twice, but again, Lisa Scahill's hurling, her stick work is really good in these conditions. But again, another really good puck out by Sally Kelly. Waterford have great success off of Sally's puck outs today. There's obviously a lot of work being done in them, the training field. Certainly is indeed, as Aileen Gallagher puts Waterford back on the attack with Mayo back there in numbers, trying to evade that first challenge there. I think the referee almost caught the ball there, but that's because he had the hand up for an advantage, and it's going to be a free out to Mayo, who've just 3 points so far, but they've had a few wides as well. And to be fair to them, they're battling well, and even in all their games, the first game you were up in Ennis against Clare, obviously very competitive last weekend in their home game against Tipperary, beaten in the end, but again today, battling really hard. Yeah, they're quite good, and Gavin, they've had a lot of chances, and they will be disappointed that they've had maybe 8 or 9 wides so far, and you need them, and championship matches like today, you need them once to be going over the bar, to be keeping the scoreboard ticking over as much as anything else. So there's certainly a good bit to go in this game, and here comes Fionnuala McLaughlin, the danger player again. My commentator's curse on her this time, Gavin. Just took her eye off the ball there momentarily, but she may have it back though, battling hard there with Waterford's Georgia Harris on the far side, has been very prominent for Waterford so far. Alicia MacDonald out in front of her player here. That's good player by the good play even by the St. Anne's player. And that ball is off the corner. I think it was a block on it, so it's going to be gone out, I think, for a Waterford ball. The linesman has indicated on that far over side of the field. Just 6 minutes gone in the second half. It's Waterford 2-5, Mayo 3 points on the scoreboard. Waterford hoping for their first win of the campaign, beaten by Cavan last weekend. There's a bit of a break, I think, next couple of weeks before round 4, where Waterford go to Clare in a couple of weeks' time, and Cavan will be visitors to Mayo. So 3 weekends on the trot as well for Mayo own as well. That's probably taken its toll as well. It has, yeah, certainly. But I suppose that's sometimes the look of the draw. But yeah, they'll be. Yeah, that's the nature of the championship. But I suppose players will argue then that they'd love to be playing week on week. So that's it. It's a delicate balancing act, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Certainly is indeed. This ball is into the 21-metre line. The Mayo forwards showing well for this ball. Out in front of their players there. The pass there. If it went to Saoirse O'Brien, there could have been danger. We'll follow the play. Who's going to get to this ball? Right in front of our commentary position. That's Waterford going forward there. The fibre of the jersey is tested there on Lily McGill by Shauna Golan. In fairness to the referee, he was just seeing could she get away there. But in fairness to McGill, she has pace. I think Shauna Golden realised that there as well, just gave her a little tug back.
Yeah, sometimes you get away with those on the blind side of the referee, Gavin. Sometimes you don't. She tried to get away, but she didn't get away with it. As I see, Waterford have a new sponsor. Well, I suppose the same sponsor with a new name with Oricus Insurance, is what used to be Hooper Dole Insurance, and the new lovely new set of jerseys that I think only made their debut last week up in Cavan. So it's good to see the sponsors' names up in Brighton supporting the County Camogie teams.
Yeah, certainly in great nick, the Waterford gear and the jerseys here, absolutely, this afternoon. Well organised. And Waterford have possession again as Lucy Hogan goes forward there. The referee had to whistle to the lips there. I think he could have to stop it here because Lucy is down and seems to be in a bit of bother there. Just kind of fell awkwardly as she attempted that strike there. And again, a bit like Maeve Delaney in the first half on, just again the referee just making sure that everything is okay. Yeah,
I wonder did she land awkwardly, Gavin, and maybe got a bang on the upper the arm or the shoulder there. Hopefully no more than Maeve Delaney. We'd hope that she wouldn't be badly injured and that she'll be able to resume play then in a minute or two. But again, Waterford have a number of substitutes warming up just in case she is injured. But hopefully she'll be back. I see Colin Taylor, the physio, is out with her. Colin's busy man with a lot of county teams. He's been involved with teams and involved with his own club, Roe. His family are all involved. His daughters and wife involved with the Butlerstown GA club or Camogie club as well. So he's busy man. So it's good to have that support there, that medical support there when it's needed.
Certainly is indeed. Just taking due care of Lucy Hogan there, who picked up a little bit of an injury there. Let's hope that's not too serious. Almost 9 minutes gone in the second half, and just to mention, I know it's a start of a big weekend for Waterford Camogie, with the seniors of course heading to Simple Stadium tomorrow and being the curtain raiser to that massive occasion for Clare and Limerick in the Munster Hurling final as well. A full house and great opportunity for the girls to get into, I suppose, such a brilliant stadium and be part of a big occasion.
Absolutely, we'd all love to be out in Simple Stadium tomorrow playing matches, but it's fantastic, and I suppose it's part of the promotion that's been done by the GA and Camogie, having the Camogie Championship matches on the same venues and same times as the senior inter-county matches, and hopefully Waterford can go up, and they seem to draw. I think I saw one of the girls saying, I think it was Beth saying during the week in one of the interviews, that they draw Tipperary every year, but they're due a win over Tipperary, and hopefully tomorrow will be the day for that, Gavin, and build on that momentum and that they got in that excellent victory over Wexford last week. So the referee seems to bring the ball up here for I think a bit of dissent. Yeah, he seems to be indicating there was a little bit of dissent there from one of the Waterford back line. But again, like we wish the girls all the best, and be great for them to be playing and showcasing their ability. And we wish Derek and the team all the best up in Thurles, and hopefully there'll be a crowd in early to watch it, no doubt.
Let's hope so indeed. 2 o'clock tomorrow in Thurles. So as Owen mentioned there, absolutely the very best luck to all involved. Another 3 points tomorrow would certainly do very, very nicely indeed. But right now it's about the junior action, and hopefully they can get the weekend off to a good start. Amy McIntosh back there just literally flicks that ball away, as they say. Clear your lines. Amy does so. She's been doing that with years for both club and county. Aileen Gallagher there seemed to be a high tackle there, with referee saying play on because Waterford are going to get the ball, and it's the aforementioned McIntosh again off her right hand side, drilling it down the line, looking for the Waterford forwards. Amelia Whelan down there, but good defending by Mayo. In fairness, they've a lot of capable players in that back line as well. And they're onto this breaking ball as well. They've yet to score in the second half, but they've engineered a few moves. Is this another good one? Is it going to stay and play this one? It looks like it may well do so. Waterford are back there. It's with the corner back. That's Alicia MacDonald of St. Anne's. Again, does well. Prods it out of the danger area, but only where the wing forward, Ciara Delaney, is situated for Mayo. Off her right-hand side again, right down the throat of the Waterford backline. This could work out for Mayo if they can get over this ball. It's McLaughlin trying to get over that one as well, the Westport player. Good defending there by Waterford. McIntosh, and again, you could just see the referee, or the McIntosh there, the minute she knew it, she wasn't complaining. And referee, again, fairness to Brian Carney, he's been right up at the play all afternoon. No one says no strike in action, free in.
Yeah, and I think again we have to give him credit due for the consistency of that, and he's been consistent on the steps 3 or 4 times. He's been consistent on the ensuring the hand pass is definite strike in action. I suppose that's what we want from our referees, to consistency, and that's a point for Mayo, their first point of the second half, and brings it back to 2-5 to 4. Maeve Delaney again from referee.
Great score there by the Mayo captain. As Owen mentioned, Mayo's first score of the second half. It's been coming with a few minutes. In fairness, they have threatened a few attacks, and Maeve Delaney dissects the post with that one. Confident strike by the Mayo midfielder, and it eats into that Waterford lead, but it's still the home team leading 2-5 to 4 points, with Mayo not giving up the ghost by any manner of means. There's a long way to go here in Carriganore. 12 minutes gone in the second half. 2-6, 2-5 to Waterford, 4 points to Mayo. Lily McGill there, Waterford management saying that seemed to be a hefty challenge there. The referee says play on, very close to the sideline. See Waterford making about to prepare a substitute there, and this time it's Shauna Farrell who does well to draw that free there as well. Mayo back's not best pleased, but it's going to be a free in, and Lucy Hogan going to trot out for this one on the 45-metre line right in front of the stand.
Yeah, it seems to be a number of Waterford players lining up for a substitute as well. So I think Niamh Murphy's actually going to take this free. So
yeah, interesting actually. Yeah, in fairness, Niamh nailed at 45 there at the start of the second half. This is way out on the side, and as we said, but probably does favour a right-handed striker with that breeze as well, which is still there, hitting into the dressing room end here of the what's formerly now, I suppose, the WIT arena, as Niamh's effort just goes left and pretty dangerous as well, but just hit the side netting, and now I believe we are going to have that substitution and
not listed on the programme, Gavin.
We'll have to, yeah, we'll more. I was like just looking at my it's number 27.
Keep you on your toes, Gavin.
We'll have to try and figure out who that is. We might ask maybe Micheál Power in front of us in a few minutes, or I'm sure we'll get the word there. We weren't informed that Waterford had a number 27. There's obviously a change there.
Lucy Hogan.
Lucy Hogan is the player coming off, and
got that injury there a few minutes ago. Yeah, I think
maybe good management there by Waterford, just to obviously, give her due. She seems to be kind of walking off okay, which is a good sign. But we'll just try and bring you that Waterford substitute as well in a minute. Apologies to number 27 who is onto the fray, but we've only 26 players on the Waterford programme, but we will try and bring you that in due course. Mayo go forward. That's the full forward, Lisa Scahill again. And again, as we mentioned her an awful lot of times in the commentary so far. We have that there from Micheál Power. Emer Welch of Galtier is number 27. So the beauty, I suppose, of having a senior selector on in front of us.
That's it. There's always somebody who knows these things, Gavin.
We'll follow the play. It's back with Mayo. Ava Lambert with this free for the visitors. 2-5 to 4 points. Waterford lead on the scoreboard. Mayo have this ball in their hand. It's Saoirse O'Brien. Good play by the Westport player, trying to engineer her way forward here. But Waterford back there in numbers. It's Georgia Harris again. Great play there by the poor law player. It has the vision then to spot that Niamh Murphy was off her shoulder. But Niamh, this ball is just taken off her. It's back with Scahill again, the centre half for the full forward even. Again, a lot of hand passing. Good use of it there out as far as Ciara Delaney. But again, Waterford doing well, just pushing Mayo back out the whole time. Eventual shot comes in from Lisa Scahill, and she fires it over the bar. That's a great score by the Westport player. It's back to a 2-goal game, 6 points, and in fairness to Mayo, they've been working hard. They're eating into that Waterford lead. That's a good score from play, and they're also preparing, it looks like Kate Scahill of Westport. Not sure if they're related, possibly could be Owen, but that was a great score.
Yeah, it was an excellent score. Like Lisa Scahill, we've admired her hurling and her stylishness a couple of times during the match here today, and she got a fine score from play. Looks like it's number 15, Niamh Kennedy from Castlebar Mitchell's coming off. And as you said, Kate Scahill entering the field of play. But Waterford got the first 2 points with the breeze in the first 5 or 6 minutes. I think the first 3 minutes, Gavin, and in the last 11 minutes, been 2 points for Mayo. So this game is certainly there for both sides. We'll see who can push on in the next 17, 18 minutes.
2 slitters on the field as well at the moment, which is something maybe that's not a slitter, I don't know. But either way, it's going to be a line ball, and that line ball will be to Waterford. It's back to a 6-point game, as we mentioned, and Niamh Murphy is going to take this line ball for Waterford, literally right in front of our commentary position off our right hand side. Drills it.
Clever little ball, yeah.
Very clever there as far as Caroline Farley, who says enough of that, let's clear our lines and leave the forwards do their job at the other end. Can Lily McGill do the job? She can by picking it up, but is the referee, is it stop for play or? Very
clever line ball, almost Limerick Garrod Hegarty style, looking for left a bit of space and looking for the player to run into the space. Again, something that's very good. It's a line ball. He's given a line ball for Waterford. Lily McGill seems to be putting the helmet back on. She seems to have come off, and Emma Walsh seems to be lined up to hit this line ball for Waterford now.
So line ball to the home side, who lead on that scoreboard. As we tick into almost 16 minutes gone now in the second half of this round 3 clash in the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Championship. Mayo have possession out as far as Maeve Delaney now. Just took her eye off it there, just bypassed her, and Amy McIntosh covering every blade of grass for Waterford once again this afternoon. Good play by the Tallow player. Niamh Murphy in a good position there to take that return pass and off her right hand side. Good block down. Great play there by Ciara Delaney, who's been really impressive for Mayo this afternoon. But Holly Ryan is back on the ball again. Good play by the De La Salle player. Had a great campaign last year for De La Salle in their match, the county final. Very nearly overturned Galtier in that cracking decider in Welch Park. But right now it's all about the county this afternoon as Aileen Gallagher goes forward. She's ran at that Mayo defence all afternoon. Great tackling there. Brilliant defending by Rachel Lyons. Got her Hurley on that there, and good disciplined tackling by Mayo. That seemed to be a Loose enough tackle there from Waterford, but the referee is happy enough to wave play on as Amy Mulkeen tries to win the ball back for Mayo. Good play by the full back and literally scoops the ball out. Knew that she had an extra player ahead of her there. That's in the shape of her wing back, Quiva Delaney. Sliotar on the hurley there, but again, good tackling by Waterford. You can hear Philip Murphy saying keep up that work rate. Ball down as far as Scal, having a good duel there. Herself and Leah Sheridan have become fairly familiar at this stage, and the referee decides no separating you lads, I'm going to throw it in. So that's what Brian Carney, the match referee, decides to do there, just telling the other players to get back the requisite distance. Back with Scal and right under the nose of Carney there, chopped down there, and don't think you're going to get away with those one.
No, you're definitely not. That was a definite free. I think another substitution coming from Waterford. I think it's Niamh Curran is coming on at this stage, and we'll see who's going to be going on. She's going to be gone. Sorry, it's not. It's Jordan Schultz.
Jordan Schultz of Tremor, yeah.
Jordan Schultz.
Another player who had a great campaign with Tremor last year. And got to semi-final, heavily beaten by De La Salle, and seems to be here.
Niamh Murphy that's coming off, I think, isn't it?
Like Niamh Murphy, is it?
Coming off, yeah. It looks like it, all right. Yeah. Seems to be.
So Jordan Schultz on for Niamh Murphy on the Waterford team. Second substitution for the Daisha.
I have to say, Gavin, very impressed with Mayo's defensive skills. Their hooking and blocking is very good, and they've obviously an awful lot of work on that. And you can see the training ground stuff coming out.
Very dangerous. Batted back down. Pull it first time. Oh, very, very dangerous there momentarily. There was batted straight back down by Sally Kelly, but only in the throat of where Mayo have it. And this one was prodded back across the line. They haven't given up the ghost yet here in Carriganore. They're down on the scoreboard by 6 points, but there's still plenty of time. Ball thrown back outside. Hand pass, as we'd say. Not a throw there because the referee didn't deem it to be, and it's with the midfielder Maeve Delaney. That's a great bit of vision by Maeve to switch the play across to the far over side, and Mayo gone inside the cover here. Can they eat into that Waterford lead even further? Dangerous ball inside, batted back down there by Waterford, but only right down the throat of where Ciara Delaney was coming onto that ball. Waterford back there in numbers. You can hear the both sets of managements there trying to bark in the instructions there. Ball comes to the centre forward. That's snapshot from Saoirse O'Brien. Failed to be held inside by Waterford. Very, very dangerous on the 13-metre line. Sally Kelly trying to issue the orders there to her defence. So Waterford trying to get this ball anywhere will do at this stage, and the referee indicates there was a push in the back there. It's going to be a free in. I think that's
yeah, he's giving a free in for that. I'm not quite sure what for, is it?
I think it's going to be a throw ball. I thought at first he indicated a free, but no, it is.
No, it is a free in, yeah, out on 21-yard line.
Technical foul, 21-metre free, and a chance for Mayo to reduce the deficit to 5-1.
Again, Waterford will be disappointed. They had a couple of chances to clear their lines there, and they didn't. And again, as you said, the management were exhorting them to clear the ball down the field. That's a point for Mayo. Another point for Mayo. It's a 5-point game now, Gavin. It's certainly there.
Getting another one. She's been deadly accurate, and 20 minutes gone in the second half. 10 to go, plus whatever the referee will add on. That was bread and butter stuff for Mayo, but again, Waterford had chances to clear their lines even, but Mayo, they've really, really come into this game in the second half there. They're pleading for a chop there. That's going to be a push. See Philip Murphy just puts the head down there to say just the last couple of minutes, so maybe Mayo beginning to get psychologically.
Yeah, they certainly have their tails up, Gavin, and you know they've 3 points in a row. They've three points.
Sorry,
in a row.
we have the scoreboard here is wrong because we have the correct score. I think on our screen 2-5 to 6 is what it should be. So
we have it, yeah.
Just the scoreboard operator there for a moment, just to bear that in mind, and thanks to Frankie there for pointing that out to us. But Frankie's on the money with that one, as they say. And Waterford are going to clear this ball in the shape, or hoping to do so, was Alicia MacDonald, but not reading the script was the Mayo wing forward, Ciara Delaney. Very close to the end line there. An umpire, hands in the pockets there. No indication so far. Waterford back there with Amy McIntosh. Good play there by the Tallow player. Mayo going to keep this in play. It's with the centre forward, Saoirse O'Brien, the Westport player, drills it back across the line. This one could be very dangerous. Waterford back there. Great defending there by Caroline Farley, again the Butlerstown player. Again, concentration by Farley. Sliotar glued to the hurley. She's making up some yards as well. Just decides to put on the afterburners and then decides to hit the ball into the forwards where O'Neillia Whelan is situated. Battling back there is Mulkeen, the Mayo full back as well. She's been very impressive so far this afternoon. Again, his own touchdown there. The Mayo defending rock solid this afternoon. Ava Lambert. Again, what Caroline Farley can do at one end, Lambert can do at the other end for Mayo, as that rain begins to maybe have eased off a minute, and there's far from easing though on the field between both teams, as well as Mayo switch the direction to play in the shape of Maeve Delaney. Cross to the far overside. Farley there for Waterford trying to put in the block, but it's Mayo who get the ball forward here. Ciara Harris, or Georgia Harris I should say, getting mixed up between the Georgia's sister Ciara as well. Both part of the Portlaw contingent. Mayo management pleading for a free there. Waterford clear their lines, but only right down where Delaney is situated. Once again, the Mayo captain, she's been everywhere for the girls in green and red this afternoon, and they've a chance of another one. It's the centre forward, and Saoirse O'Brien. She had plenty of time, did everything right to steady herself. You'd have probably backed her from there, but again, just that win maybe pulling it, and I now notice that scoreboard has eventually changed.
Yeah, Mayo are after coming very strong. Waterford scored after 33 minutes, and they haven't scored in the last 17 minutes, Gavin, which will be a worry for the management team and for the players. They need a couple more scores to see out this game for sure, because Mayo are quite strong the last 6 or 7 minutes, and 3 points in a row on the board in a 6 or 7 minute spell.
There's plenty of time to go, and Mayo again, they seem to be winning a lot of these battles at the minute and winning a lot of frees as well, as there's a tug of the arm there. Shauna Farrell pleading her innocence there to say, what could I do? But Mayo, they're not going to be hanging around. They're going to get on with these ones very, very quickly indeed. Drill down the line. Oh, what a touch there by Lisa Scahill. Really, really impressive by the full forward. Then wheels away to her right-hand side. Lovely balance and control, but just doesn't get enough latitude on the strike there. And Waterford come away with it. Seemed to be a chop down there. And Ellen Kern, but good play there by the captain, the Lismore player, who seems to be gone into the full-back position now, I think, for Waterford. Trying to shut up shop there, if you want to say that, and trying to hang on to this lead. 3 points for them this afternoon to be crucial. Waterford with 2 games. Mayo, this is their 3rd game of this afternoon, so they, as we mentioned, they really need to be getting something out of today's game if they want to have a say in this championship. They've just 1 game left. That'll be at home to Cavan in a couple of weeks' time. Waterford with Clare to come as well, and Tipperary as well in the final round. Georgia Harris back there. There's a real cluster of bodies here underneath us as Mayo players, literally Waterford players as well, on their hands and knees. The Mayo full forward Lisa Scahill has gone down there. What looked like she seemed to be holding her hamstring there. Let's hope that's not too serious, but she is down on the ground as Mayo have possession. Referee is going to leave play go on, because Mayo could profit from this. It's Maeve Delaney with the shot, and it's Maeve Delaney with another score, and the midfielder from Nabradoiga fires over a beauty. Mayo player down, but Mayo certainly not down at the minute in terms of eating into this lead. 24 minutes into the second half, 2-5 to Waterford, 7 points to Mayo.
Yeah, it's again, Mayo are certainly very strong in this game, and have come right back into a substitution for Waterford. Niamh Savage from Butlerstown replacing her clubmate Shauna Farrell.
Okay, so Niamh into the fray. Yeah, she'll bring plenty of pace into that Waterford. Imagine knowing she's going to go straight into that Waterford full forward line.
Yeah, I think Ornelia Whelan has come out into the half forward line, and Niamh has gone in with Lily McGill, I suspect.
Yeah, we just see Megan Deely as well of Mayo being prepared under one of the Castlebar Mitchell's contingent. Lisa Scahill is up, and fair, I thought from the way she went down, she looked like she was maybe holding the hamstring, but I'm sure from Mayo's point of view, they'll be delighted she's up, because she's been a real star for them today. Yeah, she's been outstanding. Her hurling is really good. She's really clever player on the ball as well when she gets it. Mayo, this would be absolutely huge for them if they could get something from today's game. Jimmy Lyons and his management team have made the long journey down. Make it a profitable one, but so far it's Waterford leading on that scoreboard, as we've about 5 minutes of normal time plus whatever the match referee Brian Carney from Wicklow decides to add on. It's back with Waterford, or back with Mayo I should say. Fionnuala McLaughlin there, and that's a chop there, loose by Waterford, and you can just see the Waterford management team there saying no need of that, lads, it's loose. There's silly fouls to be given away, and especially when you have a player like Maeve Delaney standing it over on, you're just giving Mayo a chance and an opportunity. Yeah, it is, and they're just building that momentum all the time, Gavin, Joe, and that will worry Waterford with 6 or 7 minutes to go, that Mayo just eating into this lead all the time. So Delaney with this free. Mayo have made that substitution. It's the corner forward, Brona Joyce, who's come on. This is a huge one, lobbing ball in around the square. Who's first to react to it? Mayo are there. Can they get in their hands? They can indeed. Back out to wing forward. Well prodded away though by Waterford. They're back there. So are Mayo, as Saoirse O'Brien literally tries to boot that ball forward. Both teams trying to keep the ball alive. Mayo trying to get it goalwards. They realise the clock is against them. Waterford trying to defend as if their lives depended upon this one. It's back with Ciara Delaney. She's worked very hard this afternoon, deserves a score. This one is well taken there. Ellen Kern back there again, manning that square and doing really well, and has options outside as far as Holly Ryan. Good play by the De La Salle player down the line, but Mayo reading this ball very, very well indeed. But Waterford, can they get in their hands? They can indeed. Aileen Gallagher just trying to go forward for Waterford. High tackle coming in. That's a free. That'll do nicely indeed, because Mayo was in around the square there for a second. Waterford have it back now, and it's just a chance to get things reset as well. They'll be happy with that. Ellen Kern is playing a real captain's role last few minutes. She's kind of gone back in herself, and Leah Sheridan seems to switch positions. She's gone into full back, and she just minding the house. You can see her giving directions to the rest of the players around the field, and kind of controlling it, and doing playing a real captain's role, a real leadership role in ensuring that the team kind of get back into it, and they could really do with a score here. It's Leah Sheridan going to come out and hit this one for the home team. I'm sure she's going to prod this one or drive it as far as she can and see if Waterford can get another score. As Owen mentioned, it's been quite a while since Waterford have scored those 2 first half goals. In case you're just joining us, Natasha Dobbin firing to the net on 2 occasions for Waterford. As they go forward again, Gallagher's shot, well batted down by the keeper inside. Ava Corley doing really well there for Mayo, and Mayo doing really well to clear their lines. Back out as far as Amy McIntosh, the Waterford midfielder, again just covering that line very, very well indeed and putting the home team back on the attack. Well cut out though by Mayo inside. They've defended really, really well this afternoon, and it's with the wing back in the shape of Quiva Delaney putting Mayo back on the attack, with Waterford back there in numbers. McIntosh again does very well, trying to keep control of that ball. Can she get in her hand? But Mayo fighting hard for this ball. It's back with the substitution, Jordan Schultz from Tremor, who's into the action there. Started last weekend in the defeat to Cavan. 15 points to 1-7 there. Waterford, they dearly love to get 3 points on the board this afternoon. Mayo will have a thing or two to say about that as it's in as far as the substitutes. That's the new player in, Megan Deedy from Castlebar Mitchells. It's 3 against 2 there. Waterford with the 3 players, Mayo with 2 players. Who's going to come out on top of this one? Ball literally almost stuck in the ground there. Waterford putting bodies on the line there, and Georgia Harris says, I'm going to win that ball, and out she comes, the Port Law player off her right hand side, clears her lines. Good play by Georgia Harris. Mayo trying to win this one back there. No quarter given her ass from either side here as we enter the final couple of minutes. 28 minutes gone in the second half. Mayo, as we watch them go forward, and we watch Shauna Golan, lovely balance and control. I don't think she has a catch left. She's going to go after Hurley because she has to. She's no other option. Inside could be very, very dangerous. Deedy trying to get over this ball. Battling hard there at Waterford. Mayo have it in their hands though. Shot coming in there. There was a block on it. I think it's gone out for a 45. It was Fanula McLaughlin with the effort. She's looking very busy all afternoon, and good defending there by Waterford. It was disciplined, put in the block, out for a 45.
Yeah, very good block. I think it was either Caroline Farley or Ellen Curran, but again kept an eye on it and got the Hurley in for that block. So there's a huge encouragement coming from the Waterford bench, the Waterford management team, and the supporters on the bench. And it's going to be a tense last 5 or 6 minutes, Gavin.
Yeah, I think it's been a tense second half, in fairness, as Mayo get this shot in. It's Delaney again, the midfielder, and Maeve Delaney has got another this afternoon. She's been Mayo's top scorer. She's on fire. 5 to 8 points. It's down to a 3-point game, and certainly it's going to be a nervous finish here in Carriganore as 3 points. In fairness, only you have to give Mayo credit. They've really come out strong in the second half.
They've outscored Waterford 5 points to 2 in the second half. Waterford got the first 2 scores, as we said, Gavin, after 3 minutes the second half, and they haven't scored since, which is very concerning for the management team. 26 minutes since Waterford last got a score, and Mayo have reeled off 5 in a row since then, and there's only a puck of a ball in it now.
And Mayo are on the attack again. It's the wing forward McLaughlin inside from Westport, opens up in front of her off her right hand side, and she fires this over the bar. We're back to a 2-point game, and now it's the Mayo roar from the management and the supporters, the few of them they've brought down. I'm sure there's a few tuned into us as well. Now they're beginning to maybe rub their hands and say, could we get something out of this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's there for them. The game is, there's one puck of a ball between them, Gavin, and we're heading in towards the last few minutes to see Dervla Barrett.
The has given that point to Waterford, have they?
They seem to have. They seem to have.
But yeah, is the one that counts, as you
Dervla Barrett seems to be coming on for on the Waterford team and replacing Ornelia Whelan, I think.
Yeah, O'Neilly, in fairness, she battled hard and tried to get into pockets of space, so just maybe didn't get on the ball. And I know she has plenty of pace, so just maybe things didn't run for her as they usually would on.
Yeah, and it was no harm to bring in some fresh legs, and something when you want that, you want to be doing that. I think they've amended the scoreboard, Gavin. They've kind of given an extra point to each team now.
Right, this is very confusing.
There's still 2 points between it, though.
Exactly, 2-5 to 9 points. The scoreboard on your screen is the correct one. As we tick into, according to the clock here, we have the 30 minutes gone. It's just at the discretion now of the referee, Brian Carney. I'm sure there will be at least 2 or 3 minutes on about a time, but Waterford will be hoping for that whistle very, very shortly indeed. Right now they have possession.
If they could get a score, Gavin, they'll keep the ball down this end of the field, but they don't seem to have only 3 or 4 forwards there with the breeze. They've pulled back. A lot of crowd around the middle of the field, which probably has suited Mayo as well in this half. The Waterford haven't been able to get the ball in and get it to stick.
Possession. They have a free as well. Just to note as well, I know there's a big Waterford interest in the Joe McDonagh Cup final at half time. It's Antrim 3-14, Kerry 1-10 up there in Croke Park. So I know Stephen Malufy managing Kerry, and there's a lot of Clinton Hennessy, of course, involved with Antrim. So a lot of Waterford interest in both teams.
Yeah, it is, and it looks like it's a good match so far.
Certainly is indeed. Antrim leading that one, but right now we're back to the action here in Carriganore. The one we're concentrating on is the Mayo Waterford Camogie clash, and it's going to be a free in there. Fanula, Ciara Delaney. Waterford again pleading their innocence there, and Sturville Beresford is just into the fray there. Was guilty of a bit of a high challenge there. Looked like it kind of ran into each other more so than anything else. But the referee is best placed there. With 32 minutes played now. I'm not sure what he's told the Mayo player here. Does she take a point? Has she time for one more attack? We'll wait and see what she does. She drills it in.
She's gone for the point.
Put it over the bar. It's another one for Maeve Delaney, the captain. We're down to the bare minimum here in Carriganore. Waterford lead by 1. 32 minutes gone according to the clock here, but it's all over. Not sure whether Mayo, maybe she was going for a goal, but obviously the clock has come against Mayo. It's heartbreak for them because they've really emptied themselves in the second half. It's first win for Waterford, first 3 points on the board, but by God were they hanging on at the end there, Owen.
They certainly were, Gavin. Mayo scored 7 points in a row, which will be of concern. Waterford didn't score from the 33rd minute onwards in this game, but got the points, and I suppose, Gavin, they all count whether you win by 1 or whether you win by 10. You still get 3 points on the board for it, and that'll be what the Waterford management will take from this, and the players. And after that long trip to Cavan last week, they came home with nothing out of it. They'll be delighted here, a home match here, to have got the point. They're on the board now. They have 3 points on the board for this win, and they can go into the next 2 games looking to get at least one more win, which will take them to knockout stages. So I said it doesn't matter how you win them, Gavin. Just winning them in championship matches is really what you need to be doing.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a good win. In fairness, as you say, it's one that could kickstart the campaign as well. Because you go to Clare in a couple of weeks' time. Probably have a few weeks' break now to get recovery in and that. But they'll be pleased. A win it boosts morale as well, and Waterford will be quite pleased with that.
Yeah, they will certainly, Gavin. 2 weeks. They have a week off next week, so 2 weeks. So like you said, if there's any bumps and bruises on any players, and Joe, you can work on things that maybe that you mightn't have been as happy with, or that you might have hoped to have worked a little bit better today. So you can certainly work on those things in the next few weeks in training. But again, kept a clean sheet again today, Gavin. So they played 2 matches, didn't concede a goal up in Cavan last week, didn't concede a goal. Rode their luck a little bit with 1 or 2, but you have to give credit to the defence that they have been that tight and they've been that good that they've been able to not concede a goal, and that certainly helps as well. And when you're in tight matches, not conceding a goal and being able to keep it that tight is a big advantage, and might counter them again in another day heading into it. But certainly credit to Mayo. They really went at it. You wouldn't know that they were playing against a strong breeze in the second half. They really went at it the last 10 or 15 minutes, and will certainly be considering themselves very unlucky not to have got something out of this game. And if they had, you'd have to say that based on their second half performance, they would certainly deserve something out of it. But from a Waterford point of view, it's great to get that victory. Get on the scoreboard, or get points on the table, and build towards the next few matches against Clare and Tipperary in the coming 3 or 4 weeks.
Absolutely, and Mayo players, they're pretty dejected and devastated out there, but they gave it everything as well in the word and demo. And obviously, they're new to the championship the last couple of years. They're working really hard. It's a lengthy journey down, but they can be really, really pleased with their second half effort. And really, we're pushing really Waterford all the way, and very brave effort by them. Oh,
yeah, absolutely. There's a number of players, we mentioned a number of their players in commentary, Gavin, that certainly impressed us, and I'm sure that the big crowd of Waterford people out here will certainly be impressed by a number of the Mayo players. And it's great to have more counties, as we mentioned during the half time, Gavin, or before it started the match there, that more counties competing at a higher level, and that's what we want. And if you want to grow the game at Camogie, you have to be trying to grow it in every county in the country. And Mayo will be disappointed certainly from today, but I think they can certainly take a lot. We saw them up in Ennis. I think there's certainly a big improvement in them, particularly in the second half today from what we would have seen in Ennis a few weeks ago. And they'll be thereabouts. They've Tip to play they have Cavan to play in their last match, and going by that, they'll have a home match, and they'll certainly be looking to sign off. It's probably going to be difficult for them to get out of the group now. I think they'll probably be looking for a set of results that were nearly happening in the Munster Championship there at some stage. But certainly they'll take credit for this. It's going to be a long journey home from, but they'll certainly take credit from their second half display. They were fantastic at times, and hopefully for them they'll keep pushing and keep going. It's a small enough number of clubs there, but this days like today and getting the teams into the All-Ireland Championships might help to develop more clubs up in Mayo. And credit to them and their management team, and they were very good. They were very vocal, and again they played quite well. Some excellent skill level on display by both sides, Gavin. By both sides, a really entertaining game, particularly given the conditions. Absolutely. Pitch held up well, made it possible to play, but both sets of teams went at it and were attack minded, and we're looking to get a result out of today's match. And from a Waterford point of view, it's great that they have that victory.
Certainly is. They're happy heading to the dressing rooms. That's where we'll wrap up in Carriganore as Waterford get their first win in the Premier Junior All-Ireland Championship. It's a good start to the weekend for Waterford. Best of luck to the seniors, of course, who are in Thurles tomorrow for their big game against Tip. So thanks to Owen, thanks for joining us on co-commentary this afternoon.
And very much enjoyed it, and it was certainly the driest place that we could have been today, Gavin. But enjoyed that, and well done to everyone. And as you said, best of luck to to Derek Lyons, the management team, and the seniors tomorrow, and hopefully they can make it a double for Waterford.
Absolutely, and a big thanks to Frankie and all his team here, Frontline Audio Visual, doing all the donkey work, I suppose, behind the scenes. We have the easy job of just showing up, but I hope you enjoyed the action. Full-time score here in Carriganore. It's finished Waterford 2 goals and 5 points. Mayo 10 points. Thanks for tuning in.